anyone they draft conceivably could fill a need, but some needs are more pressing than others. I don't know. How would you approach this? Who you like?
So me, the way I like to view the first round pick is you have to naturally you want to account for what are your needs. You got to be like, okay, well, we need this, this, and this. But at the end of the day, the first round, it's really about the talent that's on there. To me, there's 3 guys that they should either go for with that pick, and it's just kind of depending on where they fall, because a few of these guys are kind of set to go higher. I think the obvious one that people are talking about is Mason Graham. I feel like that one's been talked about a lot. If he slips, I feel like the Niners should definitely go for him. He's the guy. But there's one name that people here are going to hate. They're not going to like it at all. There's a little wide receiver, goes by the name T-Mac from University of Arizona.
A little wide receiver.
He's not little at all. He's my height. He's 6'5", and he runs way better than I could ever run. I don't know what it is about this guy. I don't know if you've watched film on him, Grant.
I have.
But for 6'5" guy, people are thinking, oh, he's going to be like a DK Metcalf. He's going to body players. He's going to move them out of the way. That's not his game at all. He is 6'5", but has the smoothness in his route running and the just IQ of some of these guys that perform amazing in the NFL. Guys like, to me, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, are the fastest? No. But they are silky smooth, and they can get open. They can break a tackle in open field. That is what I see in this kid. And I think if the Niners get him, it kind of solves all wide receiver problems for the future. And he's so good that I think he has to be the pick if he's there. If he's there, I'm salivating at the mouth, and I'm thinking, we're set. We will have a pass catcher that has an amazing catch radius, can do everything on the field. I don't know what not to like about him. He's amazing.
I like him a lot too. He's really good. You know who I would compare him to? He's so good. I can't. He's not who I would pick, but if they took him, I couldn't knock it. Like, because he's so good. He's T. Higgins to me. He's T. Higgins. And T. Higgins is a great player. He just gets overshadowed by Jamar, but that team doesn't do anything without T. Higgins. T. Higgins is a great player. So, yeah, I could see that.
If they got him,
I'm not sure then they got 11 though.
You really think he's going to go higher? He's projected to go second day. He's projected to go second round in some.
I feel like the Panthers should take him at 8. The Patriots could take him at 4. Hey, but here's the thing though, like if you take a wide receiver for the second year in a row and you don't address the offensive line and you pay Brock Purdy, like he's still going to get smacked. He's still going to get hurt. He could have everyone open downfield, but he can't hit him when he's on his back. To me, if you're not going to spending hella money on your quarterback is like buying the most expensive car. You could do it. You could have a Ferrari if you want to have a Ferrari, but if you don't have a garage for the Ferrari, what's the point?
It's just going to
If you don't have an offensive line, what's the point of spending $55 million a year on a quarterback when he's just going to get hurt? If that's what you want to do and have no offensive line but all the weapons, then just get 3 quarterbacks who make no money and just say when one guy gets hurt, oh, well, we'll just go with the next. Because that's been your kind of formula in the past. It worked in 2022. That's what Mac is here for. He's replaceable. Yeah.
You need those replaceable guys. I do really. I'm honestly at the point now though where I pray they draft McMillan. If they get McMillan, I'm gonna.
Don't tell me what you're gonna do. I don't want to know.
I'm gonna be so happy. That's all. I'm gonna be so happy. That's it.
He would be a great replacement for Aiyuk. He'd be maybe a better player than Aiyuk. He could play the X position.
That's the thing that I love about it too, is that when they've been talking about trading Aiyuk, they can trade Aiyuk now because they have that guy. Like they can trade him and get a talent that can actually like really contribute. Because we don't know what Aiyuk's going to be like right now. He just came off an injury. Like he could be anything. We don't really know, but I mean, we kind of know.
I don't think he's gonna be on the team though, because he's due a $22.5 million option bonus on April 1st, and I just can't see the Niners giving him that money. I don't think they want to. And then if they give it to him and then trade him. After giving him $22 million, that's a lot of money for a team that's penny pinching this year. 22 and a half.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of skill.
I was just about to say
they could take Ted, but I feel like they're. I mean, it's Kyle Shanahan. It's his team. He could take Ted if he loves him. But I just feel like they've kind of positioned themselves to take defense in round 1. I mean, they've gutted their freaking defensive line, and they wanted Greenlaw back. Let's linger there for a second. They wanted Greenlaw back. They messed around. They thought they could sort of let the market define himself and that they could come in at the last minute and sort of like lean on loyalty and relationships when they had ruined all that, and they lost him when they thought they'd get him. Is it possible they go linebacker in round 1? Jihad Campbell from Alabama, Jalen Walker from Georgia.
I don't know necessarily. So I have a few linebackers that I was looking at that I like their talent. I really, in particular, I like their coverage. And that's something I feel like is really important for our linebacking core, is being able to cover the ball. This kid, Jay Higgins from Iowa, his tape was kind of looking really good to me. He's really, really good in coverage. He can also be gritty and like a true linebacker and get dirty too, which I really love. He can be like a later round choice. They've got like so many late round picks they can get him. I also really like Chris Paul Jr. I don't like the OG Chris Paul. I actually don't like him at all. But Chris Paul Jr. from Ole Miss, I like him a lot. He's super athletic. He has, I think his tackle miss rate was like 5%. Like he's barely misses tackles. He can finish a play. He's kind of small, but in the NFL, you get him big. He's a weapon, you know?
This is why I'm not inclined to take a linebacker at 11. Like, that's where the Niners got Patrick Willis at 11. If you're telling me this guy is going to be one of the greatest linebackers of all time, by all means. But the Niners have had way too much success finding excellent linebackers later in the draft. Round 3, round 5. They've done it. I mean, a lot of teams have done it. So I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, maybe they will in this one, but they're going to take a linebacker from Alabama after missing on Reuben Foster. That takes guts.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're the same player, but it takes guts. It's a big miss to go back to that well.
Swing. That's why I just don't think they're gonna do that in the first round. Like, and there's like a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys I think that can go later that can really contribute for them, as long as they are willing to wait and like get them when they can. And they got to be smart with their picks. There's like a lot of other names too. I don't know if you were paying attention to D tackles, but there's like this old guy that I was talking about, Darius Alexander from Toledo, that I was really liking too. He's like 25, but he can shed blocks really well. He's got good swimming clubs, which I know is like the basic moves for a defensive tackle, but he looks really good in them, and he's big too. And then also this kid, Deion Walker from Kentucky. That's the one I really want. He would go late. He's huge, powerful. He has some insane strong hands. He just shoves people down. And I don't know how it would translate to the NFL with big grown men, but he looks like he could be a really big weapon.
Defensive tackle definitely is the position that everyone's looking at, because they cut Hargrave and Collins, and they don't really have any defensive tackles who should be starting for this team or any team really in the NFL. So they need 2. You figure one's going to be the first round pick, but this is the team that drafted Javon Kinlaw. This is the team that drafted Solomon Thomas. I think they're probably scared of potentially reaching for another defensive tackle because they need one, because that's burned them twice. So I could see them saying, you know what, it's a deep class of defensive tackles. We could take a guy in round 2. We could take a guy in round 3, and they both could play right away. Maybe they're not 3-down players right away, but they could start and play on first and second or whatever. So yeah, I'm not sure that they necessarily go defensive tackle in round 1 either. They could go D-end, considering they freaking cut Leonard Floyd so they could sign Joey Bosa and then didn't sign Joey Bosa or Leonard Floyd. I mean, that seems like another miscalculation, kind of like the Greenlaw one. You thought you were going to have one or the other. You have neither. So they could go D-line here, D-end.
I hope they don't, though, because I really do think that the bigger needs is the D tackle, the linebacker, the corner, and like I said too, like I'm so high on this kid McMillan. If he's there, I think you take him and you'd be like, all right, we'll get D tackles later. Like, let's just do it later.
Is it possible they go DB in round 1? We don't think about it very much. They lost Trevarius Ward and they lost Talanoa Hufanga, and they didn't replace either of them. Renardo Green's good, but we don't know if he'll ever be Trevarius Ward good, like $20 million a year good. And Jason Pinnock, we'll see. I mean, he's never been an all-pro. So what about DB? These are players who play 1,000%. I mean, 100% of the snaps.
Yeah, I have one name in particular. I'm curious what your name is if you've got one. Would you go first round with it?
I'm not sure if I would, but I think that Robert Saleh might. I think the Niners might. Now, the Niners haven't drafted a corner in round 1 since I was a kid. They did draft Eric Reed in round 1 about 10 years ago, but Saleh drafted Sauce Gardner in round 1. I think he's got a lot of power in who they take on defense and influence.
So do you think they go, I forget the Texas guy's name, but I feel like
Jahdae Barron?
Yeah, I think it would be.
I think they would consider it, yes. And I think they would consider Will Johnson as well.
I think Will Johnson would be the guy. I think he would be the one. Just because the Texas kid, he's good and all, but he's just like when I look at him, I just see like a really versatile player that can play everywhere, and I don't think that's the Niners need. I think they need an X, and I think Will Johnson is that X.
That I think they also would consider Nick Emanwari, the safety from South Carolina, who's 6'3", 220 and ran a 4.38 and a 43-inch vert. I mean, he kind of reminds me of Derwin James, who
I
the
see
Niners
that.
passed on once upon a time to take Mike McGlinchey. I would not be surprised if Robert Saleh wants someone that big and fast as safety.
I wouldn't be shocked either, but they still have Malik, and then Jair Brown. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't like as good last year, but like we are forgetting, he did have some good runs. Like if we look 2 years ago when they were in the Super Bowl, like he did have some
He's
good stuff.
interesting. I don't know what they think of Jair Brown anymore. I know Steve Wilkes liked him very much and got a lot out of him, but now he's on his third D coordinator in 3 years. I wonder what the plan is.
If I'm them, I'm thinking safety is kind of like a question mark, and maybe we get somebody late, but I wouldn't think about doing first, and I would maybe rely on the fact that maybe Saleh can get something out of him too, kind of like how Wilkes did. But
plus, you just signed Pinnock, whereas at corner, you could get Will Johnson and feel like, man, you got three really good. If you have Will Johnson, Lenore, and Green, and now you're in a position. Now you have the type of defense that Saleh had in New York, where you can play man coverage if you want. You can play single high safety if you want. You can bring 5 to rush the quarterback if you want. You have those options. You don't just have to play rush 4 zone coverage because we don't really trust our DBs or whatever.
It just opens everything up. It opens everything up if you get them. Yeah. And that's why, so to me, like the way that I'm seeing this is there's like 3 rankings for that 11th pick. That's you go McMillan first if he's there. Then if he's not there, you go Mason Graham. And if he's not there, then you go Will Johnson. Like that's kind of how I'm viewing it. Maybe honestly, even Will Johnson above Mason Graham right now, because I am nervous about Mason Graham's like little tiny arms. Those little baby arms. They're kind of small. But he's like obviously so talented that it's like.
Let me ask you this though: would you consider trading down? This is a team that's trying to build through the draft. They already have 11 picks. If they want a defensive tackle, they could say, like. Maybe he's not the best player available at 11, but maybe he's at 20 and we could get another pick. Or are you feeling like, nah, man, this is your one opportunity to draft near the top 10. Could be for a while, like make the most of it.
I think it literally goes to exactly those 3 players. If all 3 are gone, then yeah, you trade back because it's just like not worth it at that point. I think that the gap of talent between
Jahdae Barron might be worth it.
I just don't know if it's as valuable as then trying to go later and getting more value out of this draft. Because at the end of the day, the whole point of this draft is going to be they need to hit on as many picks as possible. So I do like the idea of getting more picks to make sure that you really hit on a few of those. And I just don't. I'm not as high on it. I just don't think he meshes into the defense as well as Will Johnson does, and I just don't think it's as worth it.
Here's why I think they're going defense for sure with the first round pick. Why the hell else would Robert Saleh come back to this team? They gutted his defense. They probably told him it's cool. We'll bring back Greenlaw. We're going to play some hardball with him first, but you know how we do. We'll bring him back. And then they didn't. Yeah. I'm thinking if I were him, I'm thinking you better give me not just the first pick, but the first 3 picks.
I mean, fair. I get that and all, but like, would you rather be in the field of you better give me the first 3 picks or you better give me all of the defensive picks that I want, like in the later rounds, because I feel like Saleh's the type of guy that would really like he's scouting it. He's really looking at it because he's aware that he's going to be coming into a team where he's going to get to make a lot of decisions. And if I'm him, if they're telling me, you know what, from rounds 3 to like 7, if there's a defensive guy you want, we'll take him. I might be like, fuck it. Like, that seems good. Like, that seems like a good idea. I'll do that.